With West Virginia securing yet another commitment from a transfer portal target, it's time for a transfer portal update here on the Country Roads webcast. Let's go! What's going on, Mountaineer Nation? Jordan Cruz back here with Country Roads Webcast. And before I get into this video, just want to give you guys a quick reminder. If you would, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Giving us a like on this video will help not only its performance, but future videos performances here on the channel as well. And if you're a West Virginia fan and you haven't already, be sure, hit that subscribe button. Helps us, and it helps you, as it helps get more of this Mountaineer sports content out to Mountaineer Nation. Having said that, let's get into it. All right, Mountaineer Nation, you guys know that have been following along here on the Country Roads webcast with these transfer portal updates throughout the offseason that this coming weekend was a chance we could see some transfer commitments roll in. West Virginia has multiple players on a visit. Talk more about that here in a minute, but one of those that we had reported on previously, of course, was Troy transferred defensive lineman TJ Jackson, all-conference performer there at Troy, racked up a ton of sacks, tackles for a loss. Would be a really good pickup for West Virginia, and we don't have to say would be anymore because he has committed to our beloved Mountaineers this year. Over on WVSportsNow.com, Troy transfer defensive end Theodore Jackson, better known as TJ Jackson, commits to WVU after an extended visit, as he made the announcement actually on Facebook Live yesterday. After spending a couple days here in Morgantown, told you guys his visit was upcoming along with some others, and hopefully we'll get positive news on those guys here in the near future as well. Like I said, more on that here in a moment coming up in the video. And if we scroll down here, you can see just some of his numbers from his time at Troy. Like I said, all-conference performer there, a first-team all-conference performer, I should say, actually. And in his 4 years at Troy there, you see 91 tackles, 21 TFLs, 11.5 sacks, back-to-back conference titles there for Troy, with him being one of the leaders there on the defensive side of the football. That all-conference first-team selection last year prior to this season. This season he had to serve a 3-game suspension, but despite that, still found a way to rack up 5 sacks this season despite, playing in less games due to that suspension. So looks like a player that can be really impactful, and even more so when I'll take a look here at his PFF grades. When I look here, TJ Jackson, 90 defensive grade, so that's super high right there. Second highest graded Troy defender overall. Highest graded run defender for Troy. That's good. West Virginia could use someone that's a very strong run defender on that defensive line. 91 run defense grade, 84 tackling grade, and a 74 pass rushing grade. So great grades on PFF to go along with his good stats there across his 4 years at Troy. So it's a good pickup for West Virginia, and now we can add his name to the transfers in list for the Mountaineers as we continue to try and keep up with this using our transfer portal tracker here on the Country Roads webcast. So let's do just that now as we scroll through here down to the transfer portal targets list, and we can now take TJ Jackson's name from a target to a commit, as he becomes now, I believe, the 7th West Virginia transfer to commit to the Mountaineers. So doing a great job building this transfer portal class, and we're going to continue to try and cover it throughout this offseason as West Virginia targets more of these transfers. And speaking of some of those target transfers, talked about guys that were on a visit for West Virginia. Obviously, we talked in the past about Xavier Bosley on campus for a visit, along with Elijah Hills, a defensive lineman from Albany that will be another great pickup on that defensive line for the Mountaineers, that joined TJ Jackson there in Morgantown. And then in the defensive backfield, this is where a couple of other guys came in. Haven't had a chance to report on these yet. I'm sure some of you guys may have seen these, but one of those is safety in Jaden Voisin, very highly regarded safety out of South Alabama. Extremely high ratings on PFF. Actually canceled visits to 2 other Power 5 programs to come to West Virginia. So hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe we'll get some good news on him in the near future. And then also on campus currently with West Virginia on a visit, Kobe Singleton, a cornerback from Liberty, very highly regarded freshman All-American level cornerback. So 2 good defensive backs also are in Morgantown for a visit, joining the people that we've talked about in previous transfer portal updates. So not only did I want to, of course, obviously discuss TJ Jackson's commitment, add him to our transfers in list, but wanted to provide updates that Jaden Voisin and Kobe Singleton also visiting Morgantown, joining Elijah Hills, Xavier Bosley, and of course TJ Jackson, who is now committed to the Mountaineers, as I said, 7th transfer commit for West Virginia at this point. He joins Aiden Garnes, Josh Minkins, Jaden Bray, TJ Crandall, Ty French, and Reed Carrico as the latest West Virginia transfer addition. And hopefully we'll have more of these transfer commitments to report on in the near future. But super excited about this one as we continue to try and keep up with all the transfer movement involving West Virginia throughout this offseason here on the CRW. So there you have it, Mountaineer Nation. West Virginia lands TJ Jackson for the defensive line in 2024. Seems like a solid pickup. I'm really excited about it, but would love to hear your thoughts on this addition for West Virginia, or maybe one of those defensive backs that the Mountaineers have visiting. Who else would you like to see West Virginia pick up to add to that transfer in list, and how excited are you about the addition of TJ Jackson? Be sure, let us know your thoughts down there in the comments. We really appreciate those interactions as we continue to try and grow the Country Roads webcast community throughout Mountaineer Nation. Having said that, as always, I'm Jordan Cruz, and until next time, let's go Mountaineers.